Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Salon Talks with Sony. I am your girl, Sony. Let's jump right into it. How's everyone feeling? I hope everyone's doing okay. I know y'all can't respond to me right now, so y'all respond to me in those comments. Let me hear back from you guys. How are you guys feeling? How's life? How's everything flowing? Do you have some exciting news? Let's talk. Let's chat. Drop some comments for me in the comment section. But today's episode is about the popcorn era that we live in. Everybody want to be microwave ready. They want to put it in and get it right out after 30 seconds and hearing that ding. And in reality, life just doesn't happen like that. You gotta wait for the Lord. Wait on God and allow him to kind of just do the work. I know I kind of have to preach to myself when it comes to that as well. I don't know about you, Shad, but
for sure.
Yeah, when it comes to certain stuff, I don't think we mean any ill will by wanting to see the fruit of our labor. Right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's also the media a little bit. Just being able to scroll and watch everyone else's everything come to life. And you don't know the amount of work they put behind it. Mm-hmm. Y'all might see our videos, right? And hear a shot in the background or see the pictures we post, but you don't know how much labor it took to get there. Exactly. You don't know that we had to go through over 250.
No, for real. 250 pictures to pick 7 is crazy.
It's crazy. But y'all don't see that. Y'all get to see the 7 pictures and double tap and go crazy. Yeah. But y'all don't know that our eyes go stale after looking at 50 and we got to come back to it and look at it again. And then come back to it and look at it again and then edit and then stop and look at it again before y'all see anything. So I think it's just a little bit of our own fault too. We kind of put fuel to that fire because we're constantly taking in so much stuff, and I think it almost subconsciously creates a clock in your head. Like, I need to get all this stuff done. Why isn't it working? Why is, my stuff not taking off? Why isn't it happening how everyone else is? But you really don't know the labor that goes behind it. You don't know that we have to look at over 200 pictures to pick 7, sometimes even just 2.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's just a thing of we're all starting to lack patience. And I read somewhere it said it's like you're ordering a salad and asking the waiter right after you eat the salad, did I lose the 5 pounds? Is the body giving tea? No, the water ain't even finished boiling yet for you to put the tea bag in there to get some tea out of it. So yeah, the popcorn society we're in right now is just a little bit overwhelming. I need to take my own sermons in. I don't know about you. You can give me some feedback on how you feel about that.
I think that a lot of people misunderstand, right, the delay. Because I feel like people think that, when there's a delay, things are not working, right? But if something's not working for you, it might be working in you, right? So you don't really know what God's plan is. So sometimes you got to just change your thought process and say, what if the delay is, how do I say it? What if the delay is the delivery? What if what God has for you is in that delay, right? So just, little
Come on, preacher. No, that was a word for real, because, I want to think of, you just made me think of, why am I going blank? Joseph. Joseph, his brothers put him up for slavery. They sold him to slavery. We all know Joseph and the many coats he had, right? And in that time, I'm sure he was like, God, you really just left me out here. Like, what is this? All I was doing was being a good kid to my dad. Literally, all I was doing was doing what I'm supposed to do. These are my brothers. These are my older brothers at that. These are people that's supposed to lead me, show me the way, guide me. Yeah. And now I'm waking up enslaved for years, up until he, got into Pharaoh's house and all of that stuff happened and so on and so forth, till Joseph at the end had to have his brothers had to bow down to him.
Correct.
But while he was in that cell, I'm sure he wasn't thinking like, oh, my brothers are going to have to bow down to me. I'm going to come up on top of this. Like, he wasn't seeing the vision at the end. He wasn't seeing the rainbow at the end of the storm and all of the things. And sometimes, like you said, delay does not mean denial.
Right.
It means, let me move some things out the way for you right now.
Right.
While you're working and get into that rainbow at the end. Or let me shift some things around. Or maybe you're just not ready.
Because Joseph I love that example, right? Because he literally had to enjoy the process. You know, he was stuck in a jail cell for, I don't know how many years, right? But in that jail cell was when he met, the Pharaoh's butler, I guess, right?
Yep.
So, you know, the only thing he asked the butler was like, hey, when you get out, bro, don't forget about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm meant to be doing. I might be in the jail cell, but I'm here for a bigger cause. So that's just a sign, like, enjoy the process. Find some reason to keep going. Elevate your why.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Elevate your why. That's a word. Elevate your why. And then a lot of times too, we can be wrapped up in the why that was, and God is trying to give you the why that is currently, and you're not seeing it because you're so blind on trying to achieve or measure what you're supposed to achieve, what everyone else is doing, or what you believe someone else is being great at. But that's someone else's mission. It's not yours. God woke me up yesterday at 7 something in the morning, before 7. Let's just be real. I wake up at like 6:30 every day. So by 6:30, 7 o'clock, my body is up. Like, I have to force myself back to sleep. But he woke me up about the mission, and it's not so much. I think for me too, I get wrapped up because I am a creative. I'm having 50 thoughts at one time. ADD. But I get wrapped up in completing the mission and seeing it done, that I see the mission done by the time I even get the vision or the idea for whatever we're supposed to be accomplishing, right? So if I, for example, I bring ideas to Rashad all the time. In my head though, we already did it. Like, I see the images, I see the pictures, I see what numbers they gonna do, and I see the next project right after that. But sometimes God don't even want you to see or assume that that's what is, because it's not for you to do that. It's for him to do what he's supposed to do as God. And we like to take, I feel like we kind of like to take the driver's seat a lot when it comes to completing visions or completing goals that he gives us to do. And a lot of times it just be like, I need to see if you can even trust me to get you there. I gave you what I need you to do, but can you trust me to get you there? Can you trust me while you're still working and in the field and in the tunnel and in the dungeon? Like, like Joseph, can you trust me during the process and believe that no matter what, there still is an end goal, and it's not for you to have it all figured out. And within that, there's always growth, you know?
Right.
Rashad, you got something for me?
A couple examples, right? So, for example, like the girl with the booming business. Right? Year 3 ended up being a breakout year, but then year 1 and 2 remained where she was making noodles, right? She was using Canva trials, using multiple emails and stuff, right? Yeah. Because sometimes in the moment it might not feel like I'm making progress, right? But I think like it's funny because I was thinking about this earlier. Sometimes we start to think like, okay, you know, in the moment, where am I, like, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be doing it? And you start to lean on your own understanding. But, you know, when you start to get out of the moment and you start to, like, get into, you know, what God has for you, then you start to understand that he's leading. Yeah. Right? He's the one that's pressing play. So, you know, that should give you strength to be like, okay, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how this is going to happen. I'm just being faithful, right? That's where it comes in to eating ramen noodles and using all these different subscriptions, right? Because these noodles might not be most healthy for me, but I need to do this to get to where I need to go. Right. So sometimes you just gotta trust that. And then another example is like, let's say an influencer with a body that you love, right? Right. little do you know, she been in the gym 5 times a week for 2 years. But you literally just seeing her right now.
Right now.
You're just seeing like all the work that she put in.
Yeah.
Gawking over her and wishing that was you.
Yeah.
But don't forget that she had to sacrifice. She had to, sweat, tears to be able to get to where she's at right now.
Yeah.
So when you see the greatness of somebody else, don't discount the work that they put in ahead.
That's very valid. That brings it right back to what we were saying. Y'all don't see the 250 plus pictures we looking at. Mm-hmm. You don't see the cut in the middle of all the takes. You don't see the watching the video 100 times to make sure it's good enough for y'all to even look at for 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So I think that's a lot of the time where we go wrong, is we're watching as well other people's success, but you don't know the work that goes behind it. And then we lack patience to allow God to do kind of what he's supposed to do. I'll use myself for an example. I'm sure you can relate to this too as a creative, Sean. Like I said, when you have a vision, naturally as a creative, you see the full thing. Like, you see success, you see the lights, camera, action, because of course you're supposed to. You shouldn't want to see yourself having a vision and then it not be successful. Like, that to me doesn't make sense. So you should have the progressive vision where you see yourself to the end. But I can say, I'll see the vision, I'll have the whole dream, get excited, plan, shoot, do the things, and then halfway through, after you post, you come back and refresh it 10,000 times and it's only 10 likes. It's like, what's happening here? All this work I done put in, do y'all not see it? But God saw it. God saw you listen. God saw you be obedient. God saw you trust him in that moment and put action to the vision. So nothing goes unnoticed, I guess, when it comes to God. So that's my little bit of encouragement with that.
I love that.
Allow yourself to be human. You don't know what blessing is going to come out of actually doing the groundwork. You don't know who you're going to meet. I've met so many people in my lifetime within transitioning in between projects that I never knew I was going to meet. That's put me in a position to have friends like him who are behind the camera now, to have people in the business that I possibly can give a phone call to if need be. So just be patient. I know a lot of times we are in a rush to get things done and get things accomplished, and we want it now. We want it popcorn ready. You want to put in the popcorn in the microwave for 30 seconds and pull it out and have a bag set ready to go. Literally, that's how we want business. We want to put it in the system, launch it on the internet, and you want to have a bag. Instantly. You want to make 20,000
instantly.
Just that fast. It don't work like that. And I don't think God allows us to have it that fast, because then what will you have to encourage the next person?
What's your story going to be?
You won't even, it'll come too fast. You won't know its worth. You won't appreciate it. You won't value it because you didn't put enough work behind it. The person that's in the gym trying to get them 6 packs, the person that just lost 100 pounds values losing those 100 pounds because they've been in the lab, they've been in the gym, they've been in the studio putting in the work. So once they're seeing their goal and everything accomplished, it's more valuable. You appreciate it more.
Exactly. And then on top of appreciating it more, when you give that much work to something, you gain confidence.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
When you walk, like, for example, in the gym, when you walk into the room knowing that you've been giving the gym your best, right? Like, you're gonna feel like your best.
Yes.
Like, I like to say, let's do a comparison. Let's compare somebody that's a CEO that walks in the room at 315 pounds versus a CEO that walks into the room at 185, right? People are gonna view them different.
Absolutely.
Not only because they look different, but because they come into a room with a certain aura.
Yes.
Right? So that work not only is gonna breed success, but it's also gonna breed confidence.
Absolutely. I agree. And I ain't gonna hold you because I'm such a visual person. If it was a CEO that walked in the room that was 350 or whatever, I'm sorry, and then a CEO that was 180, I would judge the CEO that's 350 because how you have all this money, you can afford a trainer, you can afford a nutritionist, you can afford a chef, you can afford people to literally be mean to you to make you skinny or make you healthy, because it's not all about being skinny, because you could be skinny and be out of weight.
Facts.
I mean, out of shape. So it's not all about the size of your body, it's more about your health. So you can afford all of this with your finances and you're still choosing to be lazy and slowful and not feel or look your best. The CEO that walk in that's 180, I'm like, oh, okay, bet. You really putting in the work all over. You're not allowing your money to allow you to slack off as a human being. You still have discipline, because even with the money, you're still keeping your health in check. You're still worried about yourself outside of just money, and that's money don't answer all things. It answers most, but it doesn't answer all. You still have to put in other types of work to keep yourself in the right shape and your mental state and all of the things. So if I see a CEO that's 180 and a CEO that's 350, I'm going to respect the CEO that's 180 just a little bit more, and that might be a little of me to do because I'm judging, but just naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might just be me, but
no, it ain't just you. I'm the same way.
Yeah, that would definitely make you judge you a little bit. But I will say this though: don't let this popcorn era, this popcorn mindset, steal your peace. You have to give it to God. You have to give it to God. I had someone tell me that the other day. You just got to give it to God, because sometimes it's not for us to understand. Because if we understood everything, I truly believe we just wouldn't value life the same.
Correct. And
we wouldn't see the blessing of putting in the work and what fruit that might bring in the end.
Agreed, 100%.
Say it again.
I said I agree 100%.
Oh, sorry. Y'all, I am so hard of hearing.
And
it's crazy.
So it's cool. It's cool.
But I appreciate how soft-spoken he is. It's not like, and it's not even soft-spoken as in like, oh, scary. He's just soft-spoken, but his voice is still very assertive. Like when he speak, that's a man. But I just can't hear nothing. That's sad.
We'll get there.
But I challenge you guys. I'm always going to challenge you guys, because as I challenge myself, I challenge you guys as well. Because we're all in this together.
Amen.
We're all in this together. We're all a part of God's army. Okay? So I challenge you guys a little bit. I'm going to read off my 2 challenges that I have. What's one thing you're rushing that you need to release? I challenge you to sit with yourself and think about that. What's something you rushing? What's something you feel like God should have been dead for you and he ain't dead for you? And what's the wait? Everybody else getting a man, everybody else getting a house, everybody else getting a job. What's one thing you feel like you're rushing that you should wait and pray on God about and just release that? The second thing is, what if you give yourself permission to be in the process and still be proud? Imagine that. Being proud of every step you take. Because some people don't even take the step. Some people don't even put themselves out there. And you were bold enough, you were courageous enough to even take the step. Sit with that, guys. Or you can comment in the comment section. We can all chime in, okay? I'll list a couple of things as well with you guys in the comment section of this video as well. I'll pin it, possibly. If I don't forget, I'll pin it. But first one is, what's one thing you're rushing that you need to release? And the second one is, what if you give yourself permission to be in the process and still be proud? So just be proud of yourself for even trying. I challenge you to that. I challenge everyone to this, even myself, even you, Shad. I challenge all of us to that, those 2 things. And chime in the comments and I'll get back with you guys as well. I'll reply. All right, so this is it for this segment. But before we go, Shad, anything you want to chime in with?
Yes. So I just had a couple of Bible verses.
Okay.
That may help kind of lock some of this in.
Okay.
So the first one is 2 Peter 3:8.
Okay.
With the Lord, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day. Right? Noah built the ark in 120 years before a drop of rain. So that tells you that God's time is not our time.
Not our time.
But it's always on time.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, take your time and understand that sometimes that failure is the precursor to success.
Wow.
When you see failure, welcome it so that you not only enjoy the process, but it becomes easier to fail.
Wow.
Failure is literally the precursor to success. You can't have success without first failing. Nobody's great at something at the very beginning.
That's so true. That's so true. Anybody successful has failed.
Yes.
Anyone successful.
Anyone.
No one that y'all see, not even the popular people that y'all feel like got popular off of Instagram after a day and they got 10 million followers. No one that you see woke up today and tomorrow they were successful. I promise you there was trial and error, and that's valid. There's no way you can have success without the failure, and I need y'all to sit with that as well. Think about it. What's something you did and got frustrated with and went back and did it again and was like, dang, I should have just did that the first time. Even the simplest things.
Right.
The first time was technically a failure because you didn't get it, but something just gave you another idea on how to do it, and then you got it. So yeah, sit with that, y'all.
And
that was good.
Last thing. Matthew 13:5-6. Right? The seed falling on rocky ground sprang up quickly, but withered because it had no root. Right? That parable basically is showing us that every vision fails because of the dream. But not because of the dream, but because of the depth, right?
Yeah.
If your soul is not ready and cultivated for the things that God has for you, then the dream won't be able to sustain. You won't have sustain. So all of the work in the beginning again is just to sustain the dream that you have. So.
Those were so good. Thank you for that. Those are definitely really, really good additions to the conversation. I continue to challenge you guys. Even the scriptures he gave out, go and read them to yourself and really have a moment with yourself, because I feel like a lot of times too, along with the popcorn era, we don't really sit with ourselves and think, are these my thoughts? What are my thoughts? What are God's thoughts? And what are things that I'm feeding myself, that I'm seeing, that I'm scrolling and looking at? I think we all need some quiet time to really put some things into perspective. It's not always about what you see. It's not always about what you see. So lean into those scriptures and have a heart-to-heart with yourself. I challenge you to read the scriptures. I challenge you to challenge yourself with the challenge. That's a lot of challenge in that one sentence. But really take the time out with yourself and lock in and see what's you, see what's God, and see what's an illusion that's been put out here in society for us to just rush everything, which is unrealistic. Rome was not built in a day. I say that always, and I'm gonna continue to say it. Rome was not built in a day. We don't know how many years. We probably do. It's somewhere in the book, but we don't know how many years someone even had the idea to create Rome, or to create a place called Rome and build these great architectures and all of the buildings that are pretty much dust now, that we can go and visit, but they're still up, and those were made thousands of years ago. So give yourself some time, give yourself some grace, and give yourself to the Lord, because at the end of the day, none of this is possible without God, for the believers. And to everyone else, lock into whoever you believe in, and situate yourself with that. But before we go, I'm gonna have everyone repeat after me. As I say it, yes, I'm talking to you watching, yes, we're all gonna say this together, okay? Repeat after me. I trust the peace of my life.
I trust the peace of my life.
I release the pressure to arrive.
I release the pressure to arrive.
I am blooming and not rushing.
I am blooming and not rushing.
Thank you. Yes, I love you guys. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of your participation. Lock in. Send this to the person that needed it. If someone came to your mind and heart as you were watching this, send it to them. Tag them. See you guys on the next episode of Salon Talks with Sony. Bye.
Hey, let's talk.